to KIP's Career Connection. My name is Bridget Blosser, and I am a Student Success Advisor here at the Keystone School. And today I'm joined by my good friend, Emily.
Hello, nice to meet you. I'm Emily Kemple.
And so here today we're going to talk about Emily's career, how she got started, and other things that you may be interested in knowing if you're looking to pursue a similar career path. So Emily, tell me about your career and what you're currently doing and what that's all like.
Sure thing. So I am a graphic designer at an online store called Lighting New York. We help people find the best lighting to suit their homes or their businesses, whether it's a new project or just refreshing their current place. And so I'm a graphic designer, so I'm sort of a jack of all trades. I do copy, I do media like images, and I'll do videos. So I work in a small team of other designers, and we all collaborate and work together to get designs put together to help communicate our messaging.
Very cool. It seems like you get to do a little bit of everything then, so it's not, you doing just one thing every day.
Yep, it's definitely there can be times that I can get a little tunnel vision, so it helps that we have a lot of variety with the tasks, that there's kind of a lot of hats I can wear, a lot of jobs I can get done, rather than just the same old thing every day.
Awesome. All right, so the next question that we have for you is, how did you get started in this career, or what led you down this sort of career path?
So I started out, I would say sort of from the start, I was always in love with art, so I've always loved drawing, I've always loved working with designs. Even in high school, I took media design classes, and then as I went on into college, I loved design, but I also still wanted to keep writing as an option. So I balanced both the media and the writing sides of the coin, and as I went along, I just really decided that following a marketing path would be the best way to kind of bridge my love of art and my love of writing and still have a viable career in a modern marketplace.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely know that it's something that you have the opportunity to get to do a little bit of both. And again, it gives you a little bit of variety instead of, a career where maybe all you do is still art or all you do is writing. And so this lets you appreciate both of your passions and can use them constructively in your career.
Yes, absolutely. It's also really rewarding to be part of a team so that we can all kind of help each other out and collaborate, and so it's not all on one person, which is a really big benefit in this field.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. So our next question for you is, what would be something that in your career field you think would surprise others to know about what you're doing?
I think when I started in it, it was I was very much of the loving design side of things. I love working with color palettes and imagery and setting up type in an area, but something that is a little less intuitive for me is the elements of working with the data and behind the scenes. So keeping track of who is seeing your messaging, and there's return on investment you have to keep in mind, and so keeping track of all the numbers side of things is definitely not what I was initially super prepared for, but as you work through it and you kind of collaborate more with the people on the financial side of things, it becomes something that you're more understanding of.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it definitely helps when you have a team there to be able to help you. That way, if it's something that you're not sure of, you have somebody else there who might have more information or more background with those other pieces to be able to help.
Absolutely. At Lighting New York, it's a really great team environment, and anywhere you can find that everyone is really supportive of one another, that is a great career field no matter what you're doing.
That's very cool. So our next question for you is, what would be the skills and or requirements that someone would have in order to get started in a career like yours?
I would say technically the starting place is having an ability in the main um, design programs. So the Adobe Suite is definitely like the main used by professionals in this field. But there's also a lot of viability in something like Canva and programs like Figma. They're web-based programs, but they do have a lot of adaptability, and you can get a lot of use out of them even beyond what the Adobe Suite offers. So having both of those backgrounds is definitely a big advantage. I would also say in almost any field that you're in an office, the Office suite, like Microsoft programs, Microsoft Excel, are very, like, flat out a very important technical
Oh yeah.
component. Then I would say on the personal side, being able to kind of keep your attention on something through a longer period, like uh, getting uh, imagery set just right, working for something I do in Illustrator, being able to focus on um, design elements and putting that all together can be a big skill, but also being able to step back and say, this is good, we're working with it, and not become too overly fixated on getting things pixel perfect. Because at the end of the day, you do not want to waste an entire day just working on one project.
Oh yeah, I definitely know that that's a skill that we talk about even in like a school environment. You know, making sure that yes, you could spend, you know, another 5 or 6 hours working on this, but at the end of the day, is it going to ultimately make your product that much better? You know, if you sit and work on your essay for another 5 hours, is this going to take your 95 to a 97? And is that worth your time? So it's nice to see that those skills continue on after high school.
Absolutely. Time management is something that we're actually really focused on this quarter, and so it's definitely something that if you can get a handle on it early, it'll really help you down the line.
Oh, yeah. And then the last question that we have for you today is what does a typical day in your career field look like? Is there a typical day?
Well, there's typical days within certain time periods. So we have our campaign time periods where there's a big focus on getting materials ready specifically for an individual campaign, like imagery for different brands that we're promoting, getting word marks set up for the specific campaign. So these are all kind of we have a workplace management tool that we use that kind of keeps everything in order. So part of it is definitely just going down that list and knocking tasks out. But then we also have elements that are more about growing our business. So in long term, making updates to our website or working on improving a process. So that can be taking like a screenshot of this is what we currently have, and then going into Photoshop and building on it, like what do we want our web developers to kind of update things to. And so that's more of an open-ended creative process. And then that's more of the technical what I'm doing, but then there is also every day we have review meetings where we collaborate, we bring to the table what we have that's updated that we want to get the team's input on before we push it out to the public. So we have definitely some collaborative periods as well. And we are generally work from home in our business. So even though we're in our own offices, we still get that face-to-face time. And it's good to kind of keep everyone involved throughout the process.
Yeah, absolutely. Making sure to have that sense of community, especially in something that's as collaborative as what you're doing, is super important, I imagine. And it's nice to be able to get that feedback.
Absolutely. There's everything from setting up copy for a landing page to bringing together images for an advertisement. It's really kind of a, a very great variety of tasks I get to work on a daily basis.
It's very cool. It's nice that you have a variety. Again, not doing the exact same thing every day, keeping you super interested and able to keep strong on all of your different skill sets.
Absolutely.
All right. So the last question I have for you um, is there any advice that you would give to like students today who may be watching this who want to get into this career or who have interests in writing and the art that you had done? Any advice to them as they look forward to, post high school goals?
Absolutely. I would say get kind of a broad scope, like learn a bunch of different skills to make yourself, not only make yourself more marketable, but also to potentially find something that you really love doing. That you can try something like get into a writing club or an art club, or take a class that you don't really know if you know a lot about it, but really kind of put your time in and make friends with your professors, or if you're in a job environment, make friends with coworkers who might have had more experience and kind of pick up on things from them. And a lot of my opportunities came from people who I worked with who saw that I was really enjoying something and they said, hey, here's something that might help you out. So really building those connections makes a world of difference.
Absolutely. And definitely be sure to check out any events that we have going on. There's definitely stuff that'll be able to help you if you're interested in these things, whether it's with Keystone or in your communities. Being able to reach out and have those experiences is super important and really helps build you beyond just as a student.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, that's all I have for you today, Emily. Thank you so much for doing our KIPS Career Connection here today.
Yep, thank you.
And thank you guys so much for watching.